Mrs. McCarty's English students. This is your first experience with my YouTube videos, and that's an egg sitting on the counter. No tricks. That's the Equinox. I thought Mr. Durham's first video that he sent for you was a good chance for me to show you that Mr. Durham, Mr. Cole, and I are still talking. You can't escape. So how come the egg is standing up on its end? There's no tricks. I'll lift it up and show you at the end, but it took a really long time to get it to do that. So if you're looking for something to do today when your parents won't let you play video games anymore, get the eggs out, tinker with it. I won't make you watch how long this takes. It took a while. First one went up really easy, but then I took it down to move it, and it didn't work. So Mr. Durham sent you a video about the spring equinox. It's going to be, 65 degrees today and rainy, but you can get outside. So figure out what in the Earth's gravitational pull would make this work, that you could balance an egg on either end. Can you do it any other day of the year? Yes, you probably can. But it's a good gimmick to remember why we are in balance with the gravity. So what would make an egg balance on its end? The spring equinox is when we are tilted not toward or away from the sun, but our axis is actually parallel to the sun. So we're going to get 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness tonight. Might be easier to balance this little guy that showed up on the kitchen counter too, whatever this is. So now a little serious business chat. First of all, Chungus and Gray wanted to say hello with their new spring picture. I'm going to show you a familiar document, and I can probably hear you groaning through the computer right now. That is your favorite, the single paragraph outline. This week, Mr. Durham asked you to write a paragraph that compares asteroids and meteors, two very commonly mixed up features. So I jotted this into the outline just to remind you that you are actually using text structure. You're comparing and contrasting. So you'll want to include a topic sentence. I put a couple of examples here. There are many, for example, differences or similarities between asteroids and meteors. Or you might start with the two vocabulary terms. Asteroids and meteors are both alike and different. When you get to the details, remember to state that you are comparing them or contrasting them. You might think about having one or two sentences of each of those things. In some ways, meteors and asteroids are alike. However, in contrast, those are just some ideas for sentence starters you might use. Of course, at the bottom, you want that conclusion sentence. 3 suggestions of how to start it are clearly, ... While often confused, asteroids and meteors, ... Or as you can see, ... And Mr. Cole has assigned you some reading and a quiz this week. Make sure that you take the time to read it once, start to finish. That gives you the gist of what you've read. Then go back and look for those questions and answers in the text using the text structure. It's hard to read something and find the answers the first time through. And also, both teachers reminded you, use those ELA practices that you're using in my class to succeed in all of your classes. Now, Chungus and Gray and I are going to go see if we can get this onto YouTube. Before we go, see? Just an egg, no tape, no glue.